brief history of Indian Point. Indian Point is located 38 miles away from New York City. The area was originally an attraction for locals, having swimming pools, beer halls, and rides, like a modern amusement park. With an ever-growing demand for power, the site was being considered for an atomic power station, first of its kind. In 1954, the land was purchased by Con Edison, and construction began in 1956 on Unit 1. Unit 1 was completed in 1962 and used a thorium core, which produced about 60% of the 275 megawatts of electricity. The other 40% was from an oil-fired superheater. In 1965, the core was swapped out for a uranium core. Units 2 and 3 came online in 1974 and 1976. They replaced Unit 1 and operated until they were prematurely shut down in 2020 and 2021. All right, about to head out to Indian Point. It's like a beautiful, extremely chilly day. This will be kind of a first to film one of these nuclear power stations in a very cold environment. I'm joined by fellow cinematographer Philip Grossman on this tour of Indian Point. This is Indian Point as it exists today, sitting there silently, not producing any power. But there is still lots of work being done at the site.
The security building just got constructed in the last year or two. That's going to be, that'll be all that's left here, guys. Is that pad and that building.
Yeah.
Basically everything.
But will it really be all that's left here?
Well, we hope not. 127 of them have fuel.
Okay.
The other two are GTCC, baffle bolts, split pins, all sorts of little reactor pieces. But the big pieces that we're cutting up are going into these cans. That's starting in the spring.
So where exactly are we heading?
Going to Unit 3.
Unit 3?
So how cold would you say it is out here?
Cold enough.
Cold enough.
24.
24, yeah.
Fire water storage tanks right here. And that tank, that's the refueling water storage tank.
Oh, wow.
So that's the tank where the water was kept for refueling. So when normally it was full when the plant was operating. We shut the plant down, the water that we usually fill the cavity came out of that tank.
Wow.
360,000 gallons.
So now where is the water that's scheduled to be released from the Hudson? Like, where's that going to go? Like, where's that coming from?
Okay, so let's walk.
Okay, yeah.
There's first of all, there's 4 large quantities of water on the site right now, right?
Okay.
2 spent fuel pools. Each one's got 400,000 gallons. And you've got 2 reactor cavities that each also have 350,000 gallons in them. So those 4 are large quantities of water, making up, 1.5 million gallons or so. So that's the majority of the water. There's lots of other tanks on site that need to be drained. We continue to make water while we're deconning. Rainwater becomes wastewater. And there's always little leak-offs from valves and pumps that are no longer in service, but there's still water in pipes and things that... So those are basically 3 sources of water: leak-offs, rainwater, and decon water.
So now this is Unit 1, right?
This is Unit 1.
And this closed down in the 60s? 70s?
74.
74?
1974. It only ran for 12 years. It was one of a kind, so it had share of problems. The first core A, was a thorium core that ran from 62 to 64, and then they decided to go to a uranium core. So in 64, the first core A, was completely removed from the reactor vessel, and core B was delivered, a brand new 120 fuel assemblies, and that was core B. And core B went through 5 refuelings from that point, 64 to 74. It was used for storage for many years, and also some of its systems were used to process water and do some other things to help out Unit 2. This is the Unit 1, what's left of the Unit 1 superheater.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right, because that's where the stack
So
was, right?
You can see the steam lines coming out of Unit 1 right there. And they went into the superheater. Now, the actual superheaters are actually gone, but that's the structure that used to hold them.
The superheaters were oil?
Oil-fired superheater.
Wow.
This alleyway used to be an open alleyway when Unit 1 was built. When they built Unit 2 and 3, to connect them electrically, they put in the switch gear to connect them. So, this is the Unit 1, Unit 2 turbine hall. The Unit 1 turbine used to be right here in front of us. That's the Unit 2 turbine. You see the break in the floor here, guys? So that's where the turbine pedestal is, and that's where the turbine sat. So the turbine on its pedestal was not actually connected to the rest of the building. I mean, through piping and things like that, but not through isolation. It was an isolation, so it could move, and the rest of the building didn't have to move. And that down there is the Unit 2 turbine generator. And you could see here the brick. Eventually, it turns into siding. So the building used to end right where that yellow guardrail is. And when they built Unit 2, they knocked that down and extended the building to be the Unit 2 turbine hall. So we're going to see a much better close-up view of the Unit 3 turbine in 2 minutes.
Okay.
This is the bridge that was closed for decades.
Oh,
So
this is East and West Germany here, huh?
This is the Berlin Wall, whatever you want to call it. So this door was closed from when I started here in 1980 to 2001. Nobody went across this bridge. And there was a door on the other side that was also closed. This was Con Edison, and that was New York Power Authority. The original door that we could go to was right here. And there was a glass window we used to look through. You know, to try to see
people on the other
something.
side.
Right, so that door over there, right? Remember I said there was two doors, right? For security was.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah. In 20 years, I went across this bridge once.
So now we talked about it, but can you explain in a little more detail of like why that was happening? Because,
well, I'm not sure why it happened, but in 1975, Con Edison sold Indian Point 3 to the New York Power Authority. They had a money problem in finishing the construction of these two plants, and New York Power Authority kind of bailed them out and bought Unit 3 from them. So a fence went up between the two units. There were two separate companies. I'm not sure why it continued that way for so long, but it did. We had very, very limited cross communication or any really dealings with Unit 2. And I came to work for years believing that Unit 3 that was all that existed. That's what you finally came to believe, because you had nothing to do with Indian Point 2 or 1. And was always curious what it looked like over there. But it wasn't until Entergy bought both plants around 2001, and the fence came down and the bridge opened up, and we had a big ribbon cutting ceremony that we got to go over there and say, holy mackerel, there's another nuclear plant over here. It was unreal.
that is so bizarre to think about nowadays.
I mean, there were two separate licenses, right?
Yes.
So that's why it could exist that way. There were two separate licenses. They operated independently of each other, and they just didn't share services. There is some shared services like steam and stuff, but other than that.
And if you had a control room license, like a senior reactor operator's license, you only had it on one unit. So mine was on 3, and the guys over here were on 2, so you couldn't operate that plant. You could only operate this plant.
Wow.
And when the fence came down, they started share services across various departments that didn't require the license. But the license thing was still in fact, right? To operate the unit from a license standpoint, you had to be specifically qualified on that unit. But other departments that didn't require the license, it was just some training, and then like for chemistry or maintenance or instrumentation and controls, a little bit of training, you could work on both units.
Okay. Dang. So what's down there?
So what was down there was condensate pumps.
Okay.
Okay, so when the steam would come over and do its work in the turbine, then go through the condenser, And so in order to get the water back into the steam generators, the condensate pumps would forward that water that was now condensed from the steam, forward it to the feed pumps, and then push it back into the steam generators.
Wow.
They've been removed.
So how far down is that?
Let's see, this is the 53-foot elevation, and that is the 5-foot elevation, so. That's some vertigo.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. You know, I just think it's
Yeah,
cool.
a lot of people
like,
will walk around this, they won't walk on this.
Really?
Yeah.
So 4-loop Westinghouse pressurized water reactor, so 4 steam generators, 4 steam lines coming into the high pressure turbine. The steam entered the turbine right here, spun the turbine. The steam then exited down under the floor and went into these moisture separator reheaters. There's 3 on each side. The steam was dried, it was reheated, and then it entered on top into the low pressure turbines. After it did its work in the low pressure turbines, it went straight down into the condenser, turned back into water. But all these 4 turbines are on one shaft, and on the very end is the generator. And on this one spot here, I'll show you the shaft.
Okay. So that's the shaft?
That's the shaft. And when the plant was operating, you could clearly see that spinning. So this is one huge shaft with this all 4 turbines and the generator all spinning on the same shaft, 1800 RPM. I used to think to myself as I was walking by here when the plant was operating, if I could see behind these covers, I probably wouldn't be walking here, because there's such a large machine turning so quickly. But anyway, here's where the turbine ends. This is the generator right here. And at the very end is the exciter that created the electric field around the generator.
So now, when this is running, how loud would it be in here?
I can show you a bit. You needed earplugs, but not terribly loud.
Okay.
I've been to other power plants where these machines are 3600 RPM machines. That's a lot louder. But it wasn't too loud, and I can show you a quick video. I can give you a quick video of what exactly it sounded like.
So during a refueling outage, we would lift these covers off the turbines, and we'd set them down, and then they would expose the turbine blades, and they could do maintenance on the turbines themselves.
So now, with the whole possible restart that's on the table of this place happening, no work has been done to take these out of service, right?
No. They're initially, yes, but then we stopped once the question was asked about restarting, and so we're not proceeding with any more decommissioning until we get the final answer on that on this side of the plant.
Okay.
Yep.
What happened originally, like right at the very start of?
Well, like for example, those condensate pumps were removed. This bay over here, there's a heater bay. Was it 12 or 14? How many heaters were over there?
This is the 36,540. So we had 12 heaters over there.
Over here, which were roughly the same size as these, a little smaller than these. There was 12 of those, and they were all removed. Circulating water pumps that took the river water, they were removed. So a bunch of decommissioning activities had transformers are gone, had started. So there are some components that will need to be replaced. But once they ask the question, they're like, all right, let's stop.
Well, it's good, yeah, because this place was decommissioned in 2021.
Unit 3 was, Unit 2 was 2020.
Okay.
Yes.
There was a law passed 2 years ago that New York State passed that prevented us now from releasing any radioactive water. That actually slowed down the decommissioning somewhat, because many more things would be taken apart if the water in some of those pools I told you about was gone. New York State did us a little bit of a favor. Rare, but they did us a favor. There's an appeal going on. We're not going to surprise anybody. We're going to work with our stakeholders, with our adversaries, and they'll know exactly when we are going to do our first releases.
So now this is the isolation pad, right? That we're on right
Again,
now?
just like I showed you over at Unit 1.
Yep.
This is the separation between the turbine pedestal and the rest of the building. So it keeps the turbine vibration isolated from the rest of the building.
So then this would be, is this like a more solid foundation, like it goes all just poured concrete all the way down?
Yeah, you saw in those pictures I showed you earlier, there are large structures that go way down. And
to keep the harmonics like really down.
I mean, all the pipes and everything, as you walked around this
Right.
plant was operating, look, lots of pipes moving and everything.
This is not a spring bed. This is bedrock.
This is bedrock.
It's just separately. It's a separate foundation. Yep.
There is the Unit 3 control room.
The red door.
Red door.
Okay.
We will go in there when we come out.
All right.
Like during outages or maintenance, you needed to bring stuff into the plant or get stuff out. The crane would come over. This is a big loading well. That's just a door to the outside. You bring the trucks in. You can load it in, load stuff in and out from there.
Wow.
I'll be right there.
All right, folks.
All right.
This is the control point. This is how you enter the RCA at Unit 3. So here's where you're going to log in with your dosimetry. Here's where we're going to exit. We're going to talk to the Watch HP who's behind the desk here and tell them what we're doing.
Okay.
This is not radiation protection stuff, it's just controlled contamination. Tops and bottoms.
Doctor?
Yeah.
Doctor?
Doctor.
All right, so now the reason why we have these on is just to control contamination, just so we don't take anything with us outside. Right?
Good enough. A lot of times, like when it's hot, that's all they're wearing is just these, right? They leave their clothes behind. If something is found on these, we can simply take these off, and now you haven't lost your clothes. So we'll get a baseline. So the way it works is I get a baseline, and then when we come out, it's got to hit I take an average of that 3 times, and then it's got to hit a percentage.
Sure.
You know, when you come out to make sure. Wow. My only real concern is this for radon. But
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
All right, you deal with cameras and I'll deal with Sentinel.
Yeah. All right, so all your stuff, if you guys set anything that you're bringing in, yeah, we talked about anything, set it here.
All right.
Just set it on this table, and then I will start checking it out while he gets you logged in.
Okay.
So anything you got. So that's your batteries, that's your detector, that's all your
Do
stuff.
you want my dosimeter?
Nope, that stuff that's fine. Filling a police officer, empty your pockets.
I know.
So I will start with this. I'll start with the big stuff.
All right.
So, and then he's going to get you logged in.
Okay.
All right, so basically you understand by the key,
A7S3. Okay.
Clear.
Yeah.
That's my favorite sound. Okay, so this one's in. Yeah, just if you touch anything, you let me know because I'm going to be carrying gloves. So again, I want you to get this out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't want to lose any of my equipment.
No.
So if the equipment comes back contaminated after we get out of the RCA, then we actually can't take it with us. So it's kind of a big deal that we actually log the count rate off of this stuff when it goes in, so it has the same count rate when we leave. So hopefully I don't lose my camera today.
Lens cap.
Yes. Uh-oh. What was that? Is that his detector?
Is this? I'm guessing it's this. Straps are notorious.
And that's the one that was near
Ah. So the strap. Give it a light decon there.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the best. Nope. See, that's got a little bit.
So it still came back out with alarm?
what level?
4,400 BPM. First one was clean. See what the third one does. Very low level. The background is around 3,000 on these.
Okay.
So
Failed again.
it's okay. Just got a baseline on it, that's
Yeah.
all. Batteries, it could be anything. I'll wipe it down though for you. I'll make sure it turns up.
At Reds here from LibraHammer.com.
Here you put your little retraction here, wait a few seconds, light supposedly change, I don't know. And then I come in, wait for green light, that's it. Let's see, we have a red, green. Yeah, just pick it up, and this will turn green. And there you go.
It felt like it wasn't. It's just a lock in there.
Now pick it up and see what happens. There you go.
So we're walking towards what's called the Primary Auxiliary Building, or the PAB. Okay, and we love our acronyms, so we never say full words. So this is the PAB we're going to go into first. It's where the majority of the nuclear science systems and pumps and components are.
All to support the reactor.
I hear beeps.
Wow.
Sounds like a frisker.
It is.
That's what you hear.
Yeah.
So now,
Yeah, it's good. That's just no frisker. So,
Yeah.
okay, probe.
this is the Unit 3 PAB.
So what does PAB stand for?
Primary Auxiliary Building. When the plant was running, besides the operators in the control room, there were operators in the field. There was one stationed in the turbine hall. There was one stationed on the nuke side, which is here. He had an office upstairs. There was one stationed in the condensate polisher, and sometimes there was a spare or a rover. So there were field operators who were called MPOs. They're nuclear plant operators. They were unlicensed operators. And one of them had their office in this building.
All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get dressed out with our contamination clothing.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you put on is I'm going to have you put a hard hat cover on. I'm going to have you put on, to cover your feet, some boots, rubber boots, and then for your rubber gloves for your hands, and then we're going to put a lab coat on.
You ever put things on the floor? That's where the contamination is.
Yeah, I can lose that little trick.
I know I cringed a little bit.
Yeah.
So you guys didn't have to put on anti-contamination. I know you and Chernobyl had to.
Yeah.
Have you had anti-contamination clothing before? All right. So I'll show you the quick and dirty here. What we're going to do. Just put the high shoe covers on first. They're one size fits all. And then best not to stand up with the high shoe covers because they're slippery.
Yep.
Pulling down. So now you put the rubber boots over top of those. Right, so any moisture, any drying oil, anything, is not going to penetrate the rubber.
Did not.
Okay, I got it. Our smallest lab coat size is an XL, so
Yeah.
that's what I got.
This goes on your head.
Oh, on your head?
I forgot about the skull cap. A little bit overkill, but it's all right. Last thing to put on before we go is the gloves, because then your dexterity gets a little weird.
Yeah. So you guys have brought journalists in here before?
They're here. They're here all the time. I had CNN here last year, I guess.
The most interesting group was the
We had the nuclear influencer.
The media
You know
influencers.
this Isabel Bobicki?
No.
She brought her gigantic entourage here.
Oh, it's amazing. And Brian and I are standing. We're up on the pad where all the casts
And
are.
they did all these poses
And they're
by the
posing.
cast.
They're doing all these. And Brian and I are looking at each other like, this is the most bizarre day in nuclear life. Can we hug it? Okay. They wanted to kiss her. And
One
we
of them
said,
was pregnant.
and I told them no.
Yeah.
Said one of them was pregnant.
Yeah.
But they were proud. They were
Yeah.
very.
Oh, they were,
They were very enthusiastic,
It's
right?
what- we had people
But
from all
we're
over the
just like, oh, okay. But they're doing all these, because they're doing TikTok stuff, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, my problem with that is like a lot of those people, they don't focus on anything about the radiation,
No, you're right.
and they don't try to explain it to them, and they're just rah rah rah.
The best that I could get out of it is they're trying to demystify, take the fear away from it.
I get
So there's
that.
value in that.
Yeah, there is, but I feel like the way they're doing it just
Yeah.
doesn't
But it
explain anything.
trivializes
Grab
it
it.
to
You
an
want to take it
extent.
still for me?
Yeah.
So I just want to do a quick check, everyone. So you guys have what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you.
So first place we're going is the containment building. Okay, so we're going to go there first. We're going to go in there because that's going to require this for the anti-contamination clothing. Once we come out of the containment building, then we're going to go in the fuel building, which doesn't require contamination clothing.
Okay.
So, for all the decades that I was in the control room, I would occasionally get a call from a nuke MPO saying that either 31 or 32 monitor tank was at 90%. So when that happened, I would tell him, okay, Dave, take 31 out of service and put 32 on fill and put 31 on recirc. I'd call the chemist and tell him that 31 monitor tank is on recirc. 4 hours later, after recirc, he'd take some samples and he would send me the numbers a couple of hours after that. I put them into a program, which then compared them to the federal limits for releasing radioactive water. When I was happy with it and then made sure the numbers were where they had to be, I took a key in the control room, put it into a key and turned it, and that gave him permission to use this valve where the water went to the river.
So now release what to the river?
Water.
Water that's been processed.
Treated
Okay,
water.
treated water.
Treated
Treated
radioactive
water.
water.
Yes.
From the restrooms.
Sewage is monitored. Sewage is monitored. Every molecule of air, every bit of water, it all goes past the radiation monitor if it's leaving site. It's all monitored.
People always say, we don't want you dumping water. I get the impression they think we have barrels of water that we roll over to the riverside and we pour into the river. But it's nothing like that. It's strictly controlled by procedure, federal regulations, and all sorts of things, and it's nothing like what they think.
So this building we're standing in, right? It has ventilation in it. So any ventilation in any of these buildings, all the ventilation goes out past what we call monitored point, goes past the radiation monitor. So we can detect anything that would be leaving and we could quantify it. So you guys go in with him? Then I'll have to badge him myself.
This is where we're going to undress.
You're crossing over to the contaminated area right there.
That's right.
Okay.
So this is the 80-foot airlock.
All right, so here in the contaminated area, just so you're aware of that.
Okay.
Okay, this is the boundary. We're clean, you're in the contaminated area.
Okay.
Just so you know about touching stuff and. All right.
So this is the 80-foot airlock, and when the plant was running, whenever the plant was above 200 degrees, one of these doors had to be closed to maintain containment integrity. You couldn't have both doors open like this. Once we cool the plant down for refueling below 200, we can defeat the airlocks and open both doors like it is now.
Okay, you're now over containment open.
Yeah, I can hear my detector increasing in activity, passing by all this stuff.
Brent, you know what's sad?
What do you got?
The smell is gone.
Yes, yes.
What was the smell?
A burning,
Like ozone?
a very hot pipe, hot insulation smell.
Okay. Wow.
We'll go up on the platform, guys. We'll tell you what you're looking
Yep.
at.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can walk around, but you can see everything from up the platform where we're going.
Okay.
So this is just, again, watch where you're walking, guys. A lot of these gratings are cupped.
Yep, yeah, so just be aware that you're going to be looking around, so just be aware. Be careful,
Yes.
Feel
Whoa. So now, this is looking down into the.
straight ahead.
Wow.
Okay, it's full of water because all the components we're cutting up need to be cut up underwater because it's the shield.
You'll have a much better view. Watch your step over here, guys.
Yep.
All right, we'll go up these stairs. I think your best view will be over here.
Whoa. Oh yeah, that's my. Just detected over 10.
Unfortunately, the water is terrible. It's not usually like salt lakes or that.
So it's usually clear. Wow.
I'm back in a 1 millimeter field where it's about a About a 1 miller on the field where you
Yeah,
are.
that's where I am.
About
I'm yeah, I just went
So
off
right
of
now
one.
I'm about,
Which is
about
10
2.
microsieverts
I'm
for
at
me.
2, 2.5.
Okay. You're about 2.5?
About 2.5 millirem.
That's not bad.
Yeah, about 2. I got about 2.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm just gonna check that out. You get a good view over here, because again, this is about 2.2 here, 2.2 millirem. So it's kind of cloudy. It's hard to see down in the pool right now. Just tremendous.
So I can kind of see. Is that the reactor down there?
Well, no. Oh.
So-
First of all, you see this opening in the middle here where the
Yeah.
wall, the reactor's right in the center.
Oh, right in the center. Okay.
So that down there, Andy's the 95-foot elevation.
Okay.
You can walk on right here. If the water was clear and you saw all the way to the bottom of the cavity, that's the 69-foot elevation.
Okay.
Okay. And the reactor flange is even with that elevation. The reactor is all below the floor under that. So again, 95-foot elevation is the operating deck, 69-foot is the cavity floor, and the reactor is all below that. The only thing that was above that was the reactor vessel head. That was right at the 69, and that's where we worked on it. You see the spray system on the ceiling?
Is that what that is?
So if you have a loss of coolant accident, a design basis loss of coolant accident, so make believe the reactor is operating at it's 2235 PSIG, it's 600 degrees. All of a sudden, one of our loops, a 36-inch pipe, decides to fall off. Now, all that pressure and all that energy inside the reactor coolant system flashes to steam. The pressure in here went to a calculated 40.6 or 40.7 pounds. If that were to happen, a system would start, pumps would start outside of this building and spray this building down to decrease the pressure inside the building.
Jeez.
It's called the containment spray system.
Head, it wasn't flooded.
That's right, that's right.
Yep. And so after they lift the headset aside, then they'll flood it up. And then they can start pick the upper internals and pick the That's the only reason it's green. In reality, it's not green.
Yeah.
The walls are blue, so it's actually refraction of light that's causing it to appear green. But if I were to take a scoop of that water, it would actually be not green. It'd be a little bit more tinted yellowish almost.
Okay.
But the blue walls refracted to make it look green.
Wow. So now what are you reading on your...
So I've got 2 millirem right here.
Okay.
So it seems to be 2 millirem here. It's like 1.5 over here.
Okay. Yeah, then I think I'm just trying to be very careful about making sure I don't. So I'm getting 100. So I'm in 23.
Which makes
24
sense. Which makes sense. So if I'm sitting
that
about
would
2,
be-
yeah. Yep. That tracks.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all these detectors, they always like right around
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah.
that
So
they're
this
supposed
is
to be.
actually sitting around 2.2, which tracks to that 22. That
Yeah,
tracks.
exactly. Yeah.
And again, just watch.
So it's like 190, 180,000 counts per minute. So now is it usually like this dark in here for operation?
Well, no, when the guys come back after lunch and they turn the crane back on, all the crane lights go on.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Well, when operation, it was pitch dark in here.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Well, because in operation, no one's in here.
No one's in here.
No one's in here.
But we did come in here during power operation.
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see
So
where.
at unit 3,
Not.
we started unit 3 first as far as the reactor vessel segmentation
Guys, if we
goes.
could just stand back over here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting 20 on this too.
This is not better.
20.
Over by the desk.
Is it worse over here?
Over by the desk.
Oh yeah, I'm getting 30. Yeah, 33 over there.
Over here. Better?
Now down, yeah.
I'm under 1 now.
Yeah, it just calmed down a lot right
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So we were over near whatever that cask. I think that's a liner for higher.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, because definitely it's climbing. quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing 30 on here.
So, okay. So yeah, this is better. this is half a millirem over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was recently calibrated too, so this,
no, I picked it up because mine did too. When I looked down, I was like, oh yeah, it's going through.
Yeah, because what are you getting right now?
I got.
Because I'm getting like 5 microsieverts.
That's about right.
Almost
I'm
6.
getting about 4 to 5 millirem, so that tracks.
Okay.
Or sorry, 0.4 to 0.5 millirem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, so where we're standing right now is on a platform. Okay, same thing on that side. This platform actually covers the steam generators. There was 2 on this side, here and here, and on the same 2 generators, steam generators. They cut the tops off, the steam domes off the steam generators. The reason they did it is so they could put this work platform up here. The bottom portion of the steam generator, where the primary water would go through the tubes, is below us.
Okay. Jeez.
Also, guys, if you notice the wall, so Unit 1,
Okay.
you had a concrete shield. Inside the concrete shield was a sphere that held the reactor.
Mm-hmm.
At Unit 2 and 3, you have the concrete, but the metal is adhered to the wall. Okay, you can see all the metal plates.
Yep.
Now, each weld that welded each plate together is covered by a channel. And you see the channels that go everywhere. Those channels, when the plant was running, was pressurized with air. So if any weld decided to leak, the air path would be from the weld channel pressurization out to the world rather than anything from inside out to the world. Only this plant and Zion near Chicago had that system. It's called the weld channel and containment penetration pressurization system.
So now is this lead?
This is lead.
Oh wow.
And it's also why this is a lower dose field here, right? This is about a half a millirem here, where that was about 2 over there. It's because there's no lead over there.
Oh,
and here,
okay.
so the lead is actually doing its job. Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is a little less here, right? Because what were you saying? Getting 5,
I'm
6?
getting about half a millirem here.
Okay, half a
So
millirem.
that tracks with your about 5 sieverts.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 microsieverts.
Microsieverts, sorry.
Yeah, 5 sieverts would be a different story.
Running.
Yeah, running.
A little higher.
There's 3 elevations here, guys. The 95 that we're going down to, the 68 below that, and then the 46 was the bottom floor.
All right, so again, if you need to use a handrail, please do. All right, and I'll just change your glove out, all right?
Okay.
This rail was mounted on the ceiling.
That's what I've seen before.
So this is actually called a polar gantry crane.
Okay.
And
I mean, look at this.
it created its share of problems.
So you're up the stairs in an upper platform on this side. That's a high radiation area. It's a different sign.
That's funny because over at San Onofre they had the same thing.
Just don't cross the boundary.
They had an inverted triangle to denote higher than normal like radiation fields.
The one on the corner over there is a inverted triangle, and basically that sign was specifically used to denote areas that were high radiation areas.
Where was this?
At San Onofre. Same thing.
Yeah.
And he said it was just arbitrary, but that they adopted it that way, and it's hilarious that now you guys have it here. I'm like, well, that kind of seems like it's not arbitrary now; it's a standard.
Yeah. A triangle, yeah. The triangle.
Yeah. No, the inverted triangle here.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's your high radiation zones. So above this, it gets very technical, right? We're in the radiation area. It gets technical, it says high radiation area, and it gets super technical for greater than. This is up to 1,000 millirem. So greater than 1,000 millirem, we control it as a locked high radiation area. Very technical.
As long as everyone can understand signage.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
How long is this process expected to take before they're done with what everything you do in
I
here?
can tell you this, that the circle you did see in the water, that's the very bottom of the core barrel. So I told you the reactor was 4 pieces.
Yep.
The reactor is still there.
Right.
The head is gone. The upper internals are gone. That's the last piece of the core barrel that they're going to have to cut up. After that, now it's time to put all those pieces that we've cut into those high stars that I showed you.
Yep.
So 6 of them will be filled from this unit and 6 from the other unit. Once that's finished and we clean up this whole area and clean up the pool and clean up all the chips, I don't believe there's a plan after that to continue on in the immediate future.
Okay. So effectively at that point in time, reactor core is gone, internal it's
Internals are
clean.
gone.
Yep. And so you're left with a cavity that potentially could have a new reactor placed if.
Well, a new reactor internals. The
Internals.
reactor vessel's there.
Right.
Now a head is not a big deal. You know, throughout the industry, many plants have replaced the reactor vessel heads as
Right.
normal course of business. And we were going to do that at one point
In fact,
too.
they had started the engineering.
We
on it.
started the engineering. We bought the huge pieces of metal that were in Korea or Japan, but they weren't machined yet. We eventually sold them. But as far as, I don't believe any plant has ever changed out reactor internals as far as the upper internals and the core barrel are concerned. That would be a new thing.
Right.
It could be done, but it'd be a new thing.
So effectively, the outer containment
The
vessel is
the
still there.
The reactor vessel itself is
Yeah.
still there.
The inner, which would be the reactor
Yeah.
barrel,
Core
the reactor
barrel.
cell. Yep.
They call it the lower internals. The upper internals where the control rods
Right.
lived, and the head.
We chopped the top of the steam generators off
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Nothing that couldn't be accomplished without the right amount of money and the right amount of time.
Money can solve just about everything. Right?
Almost everything.
TMR.
Money and engineering.
Time,
Let's do it.
time, money, and resources.
Yep, that's it.
And I
So
would
I
just
would
say,
just ask you, please
Yep.
do not step on the rail. Lighting is poor. I'm going to take you one at a time just because the lighting's poor this little time. I'm not going to take it
Okay.
very far inside the wire wall.
okay.
Watch your footing here. Right here. So just watch that.
All right.
All right. So
There's a steam generator.
this is what they call a bioshield, and we cut this in for decommissioning. This shield was a solid shield that went up this high across, but for decommissioning, we cut it for access. So if you take a look at here, this is the steam generator. You can see the top was chopped off. The steam gun was chopped off. So in here, the transition cone narrowing down. So below that level is where the U-tubes, which would carry the primary water from the reactor inside the U-tubes, would recirculate down there. The water would boil. The outside of the tubes, the water would boil, create the steam, and that steam would go over to the turbine.
Okay. Can I go in there?
Yes. Just lighting's poor.
Yeah, it is.
And my headlights sad.
It's all right.
A little better. There we go.
So now, what reading are you getting in here?
I got a bit of it around
1 mil around?
1.2.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's just 2 generators, so there's nothing really very exciting in here. Just the other generator down there.
Yeah. I think this is going over scale.
Yeah, I'm at a millirem, so.
Yeah.
We were in a field with 2 over there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, this is just freaking out a lot right now.
All right, that's cool. All right, come on.
Watch out for your footing here.
Yep.
Go, quick, go. Come on through. We'll hang out over there. Okay. So this is the equipment hatch, right, where everything comes in and out. This equipment hatch was enlarged for decommissioning. These rails didn't exist, these red rails. This is just to haul boxes of material in and out of here for decommissioning purposes. They were put in for decommissioning. This was a much smaller opening. It was opening just big enough for the components that needed to come in here. Steam generator could fit out with about 1 inch clearance on either side going through the hatch. But we removed that to enlarge the opening to allow for decommissioning. We had talked about air sampling. This is the continuous air monitor that's always running. I feel right here about this high radiation, so we go past here, we're going to sit. But this, what the fuck? That's, yeah. There's a component. There's something here. I don't. It might be right. I know this just went up to 5, and I went past it, and I just said go.
What's this thing?
Let's see if I can find
It might be a bond tap.
Yeah, don't get too close to it.
It's a filter.
What are you getting?
It's a filter.
That's a pump.
It's up a little bit. We were about 1 over there. This is about 3 milliampere.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
So before we go over there, I just want to check something out before we walk past there. Remember what I said? Go, 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 go?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little higher.
I was telling Phil before, this right here, you see these plates?
Yeah?
This is the transfer canal.
Oh. Oh, that's right, for fuel handling,
So when
right?
a fuel assembly came out of the reactor, it was brought into this corner here, and under here was an upender on little train tracks. So the upender would become vertical, the fuel assembly would get put into the upender, it would be laid down, you just push a button, it would go through the fuel transfer tube into the fuel building, come to another upender, and be uprighted. So you saw that on the video I showed you earlier where the fuel assembly was coming out.
Is it possible to go basically where that chair is to get a picture of the pool?
Brent,
What's that?
he wants to know if you can go by the chair.
Give me a second.
Like, for really quick.
No, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I know.
I want to get one in the center, that's for us.
Oh, you want the center?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
It's about 2 milliround.
Okay. So what are you getting?
3.
3.
Yeah, which is where we were up there. We
Okay.
got
What
in
were
the
you
back of
seeing
it.
on the
So the
Hurry
highest
Cross?
I saw right here is 5.
Okay.
All right, because there is behind this high radiation sign, right, and there's some lead there.
Okay.
There's a component there that has a higher dose to it, and if the edge of the cavity is a high posted as high radiation area also. And that's because of the. And again, that water is
back.
that water's not green; it's actually yellowish.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks green because the walls are blue and it refracts.
So
Good?
always
All right, so if we're ready, we'll just move quickly past
Okay.
this. Watch your footing. There it is.
That was exciting.
Nothing more than a big construction yard right now. It's
I know.
a big industrial yard.
Well, it's usually I'm not in a radiation field that high. Usually it's dealing with sources that might be like around that hot.
I see.
Yeah.
Watch your head.
Yep.
All right, so
All right.
you haven't had any contamination clothing on. So the way this works is you get rid of the most contaminated stuff first, or the potential for it, right? So you're gonna take your shoe covers off, right? You're gonna leave your gloves on for now. You take your rubber shoe covers off, peel them off. Okay, this is still contamination clothing, so you can stand. Okay, take this off. All right, you throw that out. Doesn't matter which pail. Now we take the rubber gloves off. All right, and you can do that by pinching this. You don't want to put it underneath because your hands are potentially contaminated. And with the clean hand, we're going to hook underneath there. Pull that off, inside out. Want to make sure we're not flinging these off. We're just kind of peeling them off so we're not throwing stuff around.
Okay.
So at this point now, okay, it's okay to put your hand on something because I don't want you falling down.
Yeah.
We're not ballerinas. All right. So now we're just going to peel this off. Again, inside out. So now I got a clean shoe. This is a contaminated area. So clean shoe. This is a step-off pad. So you
Okay.
remove all protective clothing before stepping here.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
Same thing?
You want me to take a camera from one of them?
Yes. Yeah, please just put it right on the table and then I'll check
So we
it out.
do
I'll just write
feet
it down.
first, right?
Yep, take your rubber shoe cover off first. And again, we're just going to take this off, and this is where it gets a little...
And so can I set this on the floor, this foot?
Yes,
With it?
absolutely. Yep.
Gotcha.
On the contaminated
This
side.
is the one that's harder. Oh.
Yep. So here we are. We're just going to do a hand and foot frisk after coming out of a contamination area. So I've got my frisker here. I got the volume turned up so I can hear it. So about a ½ inch away, 1 to 2 inches per second. We're just going to check the hands real quick. I don't see anything. I'll check the other hand. Okay. Hands are good. I can pick this up now. So now we're just going to do the bottom of our feet. Okay, again, we don't want to fall down. So we're going to brace ourselves. And we're just going to check about a ½ inch. And I'm listening. And I don't see hear any real change in the rate there. about a 1/2 inch away, 1 to 2 inches per second. That's good. The other foot. Okay, that's just a quick check to make sure that there's no nuisance contamination that came out with me.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right.
who's next?
Phil.
Well, that hand's clean.
Okay.
Just need to do front and back. Yep. And once that's good, you can pick it up with that hand.
Oh, that's heavy.
It's a shielded rope.
That's what I was wondering.
It helps with the background to keep the background low enough to do frisking. Okay, very good.
On the next episode, we head over to the fuel handling building to check out the spent fuel pool. Then we make our way out of the RCA, heading over to the Unit 3 control room, then over to the control room for Units 1 and 2. Finally, out to the spent fuel pad. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.